you. Please let's be seated as I invite the representative of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Unabona, to come on stage for the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here this morning on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, who is unavoidably absent. He had to make a very urgent trip this morning, and he would have loved to be here. He's a man who loves academic discourse, and in fact, he was looking forward to participating in this conference. Especially because of the relevance of this conference. But unfortunately, he had to make this trip this morning. And I'm here to represent him. I'll just read his message to us all. Distinguished guests present here this morning, the convener of the National Conference on Environment and Health, participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 5th National Conference on Environment and Health, organized by Living Science Foundation. There's no better time than now to discuss the theme of this year's conference, which is combating environmental and occupational cancers in Nigeria. It is reported that cancer is responsible for approximately 72,000 deaths in Nigeria every year, with an estimated 102,000 new cases of cancer annually. There are five top commonest types of cancers, including breast cancer, which accounts for about 25.7%, cervix uterine, which accounts for 14.6%, prostate, which accounts for 12.8%, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, which accounts for 5.3%, and liver, which accounts for 5%. Although there is a national cancer control plan put in place to last till 2022, yet very little progress has been made to combat this very deadly disease. It is most likely because, as a nation, we are yet to put into consideration the several factors that trigger this disease, including an unhealthy environment. I'm happy that this year's conference theme is providing the government and all stakeholders an opportunity to look through the lens of the environment, to establish the mechanism through which it develops cancer in the human body, and to proffer mitigating approaches and measures in preventing it. In our own little way, we are making effort through our African Center of Excellence for Genomics of Infectious Diseases in providing solutions to health issues in our nation. We have also the African Center of Excellence for Water and Environmental Research, that's ISWater, which have made some strides in dealing with environmental quality issues. You are welcome to interact with team members in these centers and forge meaningful collaborations that will help solve the scourge of the disease, cancer. I therefore welcome you to Redeemers University, and I wish you a fruitful deliberation in this year's conference. Please feel free to take a tour around our campus and enjoy the beautiful scenery. God bless you all. Thank you.
Please, let's clap for him. That was very brief and powerful. Some of you will be wondering why I was smiling when Professor Unabona was coming up. Yes, there's something that connects us together because he's a chemist, a senior chemist, and I know you will not do less. Once again, Professor Unabona, thank you. God bless you. Okay, we will be moving ahead, and from the organizers will be inviting our chairman, the pastor of the Board of Trustees of Living Science Foundation, to come on stage and also take his own address. Please join me as I welcome Pastor Ezekiel Odeyemi. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My daddy in the Lord and the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Living Science Foundation, we expected him to join us online, but we have not been able to connect this morning. So, with I crave your indulgence to bring a word and welcome us on his behalf. I am not competent to step into his shoes, so I will do this in my capacity as the president of the Living Science Foundation. We have some of our board members, they're also joining online, but they were not prepared to do it. So I can as well just welcome us. So it's our great pleasure to have in our midst, here physically, and joining online several dignitaries for this 5th conference, National Conference on Environment and Earth. We are so grateful that you are here. We are grateful to the Vice Chancellor. We met on Sunday, and he assured us that he'll be sending someone because if the AMPC, they are meeting tomorrow and so many other things. And I'm so glad that it's Professor Inobuna that is here, the Director of Academic Planning and Quality Assurance, as well as the Director of the ACE Water. So you are most welcome, sir. Our father in environment health in this nation is Professor M.C.K. Strider. When I was doing my master's some 30 years ago, the papers I used to cite are Strider. So he's here with us, and we are privileged, we are honored, and we're very proud of him. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. There was an omission on our part when we were introducing the blocks. This conference is a block of stakeholders. The Nigeria people are here. That's the National Environmental Standards Regulatory Enforcement Agency. They are here. The Environmental Health Officers people, they are here in charge of grassroots. But another key block, apart from us in the academia, we have the health insurance people. The way environment health is, to resolve environment health issues, you don't get big sponsors. You don't get big companies to sponsor it. Because the outcome, the product of what we are fighting for, they are not so obvious. If, by the grace of God, this conference results in reducing the burden of cancer, say 50%, over 5 years or whatever, there's no individual Nigerian anywhere that will say, thank you. You can't showcase it. It's only two of us who understand the nitty-gritty that we are satisfied. And as well as the insurance people, the health insurance people. Because the less people lay claims, the better the business. So in a nutshell, we want to appreciate the members from the Osun Health Insurance Agency who are here. Please, could you kindly just wave your hand? You are most welcome. The team is led by the Executive Secretary, Dr. Adeni Yogini. You are most welcome. Thank you, sir. It was one British, Arrow Smith. He had an interview which was viewed severally. It went viral in the country recently. And one of the things that touched me in his speech, in that interview, was that the greatest resource of Nigeria are the people. So the people of Nigeria, we have professionals who are committed, dedicated. And that is the truth of the matter. no matter what picture or narrative people are trying to push onto us. Our greatest resource is not our oil or gold or whatever, but our people. And I am particularly proud of those of us working in the academia, in the health professionals, environmental professionals. The only problem is that we have been working so far in silos. We are not moving together. And that is what this conference aims at correcting. So we have blocks, we have government agencies, we have departments, we have academia, all coming together that we need to discuss every year issues that border on environment health. Cancer in particular, from statistics available, about 80% of it we know can be prevented outright. It doesn't have to happen. The statistics are there, and people are pushing this issue all over the world. But here, nobody to take the bull by the horn. That's what this conference series is doing. And we are grateful for all of us who are participating, who are making it to work. To prevent those 80% of cancer, two broad factors are involved. First is the lifestyle issues. Lifestyle issues, they are left to each individual. You can decide not to smoke, you can decide what diet you go on. But the other aspect, which is the bulk of it, they have to be addressed holistically. Environment. You can't control the food you eat. You can't plant all your food yourself. The pesticides used, radiation all around, chemicals. And people who are doing this, are doing it largely out of ignorance. We need to have the professionals come together, exchange notes, and go out and advise government and our people. And that is what we intend to do in this conference. And so we shouldn't take too much time. Let me just say on behalf of the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Pastor Ezekiel Odeyemi, welcome all participants physically and online, and wish us all a fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's thank you. I'd like to tell you that Professor Joshua Ojo is the professor of environmental health physics. We're saying this because of our younger ones, so that they will also get aligned. Let me quickly invite the heads of some of the blocks that are present for their goodwill messages. Immediately after then, we'll be taking our first keynote presentation. Then we'll be having the students quiz, and we'll be rolling on. We have 3 blocks. We have Nesria, we have OEs, then we have the environmental head officers. For Nesria, we would like to, if the zonal director, Southwest, can connect with us online, or otherwise, our state coordinator in Osun will stand in. But before then, let me call the Executive Secretary of the Osun Health Insurance Scheme, Dr. Adeniyi Ogini. So please come forward for a goodwill message. Thank you. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much. The chairman of this occasion, my lecturer, my teacher, Professor Shrida, he taught me the basics and the rudiments of environmental health. and he might not really realize that. But I have a lot of respect for Professor Shrida, who has been here and who has done quite a lot of work in environmental health in Nigeria. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. To the organizers of this conference, like the president of the Living Science Foundation said, it is not something that we will expect that industry will actually come out to support. Because the truth about the work and the products that we are coming out with from the national environment and health meetings, conferences, is to highlight issues in our environment that impinge on our health. And most of these things are either environmentally related, occupationally related. And so we will have to continue to push, stress ourselves, stretch ourselves to be able to raise the funds to organize this conference, which I believe as time goes on is going to gain more recognition in the ears and the eyes of those that really matter. Because whatever we do, health and environment is one nexus that we know determines every other aspect of human endeavor. And so this is a worthy cause. And I would continue to say at Osun Health Insurance Agency, we are passionate about supporting this kind of a venture. Because like the president said, if we are able to achieve safe environment, whether living environment or working environment, and we have safe foods, and we have safe consumables, then we are going to have less diseases. And so we will have need for less money to pay for health services for the people, particularly as the reform that is going on all over the world in the health sector is towards social health insurance. Having said this, I want to, yes, the younger students, the young generation, the students that are here, I want to really challenge you to listen attentively to some of the, all the presentations that will be made. I believe they are going to challenge you, they are going to inspire you to start taking actions for safer environment, which will engender safer health and economic productivity for our nations. I want to thank everyone that has come to this conference. I pray that we'll all, benefit from this conference, and at the end, whatever we have learned will translate to improved health and environment for the people of this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ogini. It's important to also note that Dr. Ogini also doubles as the national chairman for Executive Secretary of Health Insurance Scheme. Please put your hands together once again for him. May I invite the President of Environmental Health Officer Association of Nigeria, Dr. Tokwe Akinwumi, to please come on stage for the good message. Thank you. Please clap for him.
Sanita Chum. Let me, on behalf of Environmental Health Officers Association of Nigeria, also State Chapter, appreciate the organizers of the 5th National Conference. And I want to specifically appreciate Professor Shrida, whom we consider as the father and pillar of environmental health in Nigeria. Almost all of us have passed through Professor Shrida. Whoever is an environmentalist in Nigeria will pass through Professor Shrida. Prof, we appreciate you. The theme of this year's conference, which is about combating environmental cancer, environmental and occupational cancer, is very timely. Environmental health is the control of all those factors in human environment that may exercise the deleterious effect on its health and survival. Then, the need to control environment is very important. And you look at the environment, is like a computer. Whatever you garbage into computer, it garbage it out to you. Then the need to curtail the environment is very, very important. So in our effort to combat environmental and occupational cancer in Nigeria, is a way to a new life. Just we say after COVID, a new life. So I'm hoping that after the conference, we'll be able to live a new life. There was a bill in Osun State controlling smoking. The bill came and died immediately, dead on arrival. Why? It was not controlled by environmentalists. But the theme of this conference will actually give us opportunity and impetus to deal with environmental and occupational cancer. The professionals are here to deal with it. The bill I was talking about was sponsored by an administrative officer. How can an administrative officer deal with environmental issues? So putting the right peg in the right hole for this conference, I know it will go a long way in addressing the issue. Once again, I bring greetings for all environmental officers in Osun State, and I wish us a happy deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you. Join me as I welcome the State Coordinator of Nigeria, Mr. Michael Ahmad. Put your hands together for him.
The chairman of this occasion, the conveners, resource persons, environmental health officers here present, the staff of NESRA, students, media men, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I making this remark on behalf of our Director General and CEO NESRA, and our zonal director, who are unavoidably absent, and the zonal director understood could not be linked virtually. I therefore commend and welcome everyone to this program. It's one of the synergies we encourage as an agency of the Federal Ministry of Environment, and we hope by the end of this program will not be the same again. Thank you and welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's the State Coordinator of Nigeria. Quickly, we go to the next program. We're going to be taking the keynote presentation by a professor of professors. Before then, we'll be having a citation. May I humbly invite Professor Schroeder to come to the podium as we also get someone to take the citation, please. Dr. Ima Okon is coming up for the citation, I guess. Thank you. Please, let's put our hands together for them. Bless you. Students, when you hear professor, this is professor. All right.
Good morning, everybody. I'm delighted this morning to have this honor of reading to us the citation of our professor, who has been described as the father and pillar of environmental health in Nigeria. And is no other person than Professor Mainepali Shrida. Professor Mainepali K.C. Shrida specialized in environmental health since 1964. He obtained BSc degree in chemical and biological sciences and MSc in biochemistry with fermentation chemistry specialty at MS University, Baroda, India. He obtained PhD from India Institute of Science, Bangalore, India, where he worked on water waste treatment. He also worked for some time before taking up an appointment at the University of Ibadan, as far back as 1977. He has been involved with teaching and research at postgraduate level and community service for better environment and healthful living. His research focus range from water, sanitation and hygiene, waste, to value-added products, environmental microbiology, toxicology, and communicable disease prevention and control through environmental management. He carried out several research projects dealing with pathogen survival in the environment, indigenous and low-cost technologies in water, as well as sanitation. Professor Sridhar established Renewable Resources Center at the University of Ibadan and several pilot-scale demonstration and turnkey projects on waste to wealth and waste to energy. Among these are organic fertilizer, plastic recycling, biogas, smokeless charcoal, biochar,